That's better.
That's better.
They're on it a bit better now.
Yeah.
Right, we're back. This is the Chelsea Football FanCast. I am that person that you can see on the screen there. That's me, Stanford Chidge. And this is Pablo, this is Ross, this is the lovely Pete Trenter.
Indeed.
And the benches are over there somewhere, wherever they are. Darren's sorting it all out. Now, there we go, though. They are a quick shot of the benches just to prove that they are, in fact, live. It's a live studio audience. They are not in any shape or form dead.
Can I read out CFC Away's tweet?
You can, if you want.
He says, Jesus wept. Turn on the FanCast, they're talking about baseball. And Trenter's feet are filling the screen.
Yeah.
Back to the one show.
Yeah. Totally right. CFC Away. Mate, you have nailed it. I never argue with you, but I will not argue with that. Now, we are going to talk a bit about football, strange as though that may seem. And, of course, it was the magic of the FA Cup. Cliché yesterday. So magical, in fact, that only 700 people from Stoke turned up to watch their team. As Neil Spy Barnett chided them yesterday, that is a mere 10% of their allocation. And I've got to say, I mean, I wasn't there, so it's not really for me to criticise, but there were times in the match yesterday I thought it was a bit like a morgue. Hang on a minute, you can always tell when some 7-year-old screams, "Come on, Chelsea!" You know, and you can hear it.
I had the screamer behind me.
Oh, no.
I had the screamer of all
Do you remember
screamers.
the Highbury screamer?
The Highbury, it was like the Highbury screamer.
Awful, wasn't it?
The shed-upper screamer.
Awful.
Yeah. Can I just say about this?
Pete.
Well, we're talking about Mr. Barnett's outburst.
It wasn't very good. Yeah, I saw your Facebook on it.
I was a bit disappointed in that. It makes us look so
cheap.
And,
I always find it odd as well, calling out the small number of fans that have actually bothered to make the training.
I mean, they should be praising the ones that actually turned up, to actually coming down. But
there was a bloke in Italy, I think it was a Udinese fan, was the only person that did an away trip, and it was the only person in the away end or something like that. And
don't get me wrong, I love Neil Barnett. He's a great guy, but sometimes he needs to just think about it.
Tell you what, Pete, just for you, we'll never have him back on the show.
Thank you. No, have him back with me.
Okay, I like the idea of that. Right, we're going to talk about some football, but whenever we do that, we have to preface it with some statistical analysis. And for that, we have to...
Very basic.
This man here, I mean, Ross's ratings, Jose Mourinho looks at these every week to go... You're having a laugh. He does. He goes, I didn't pick that side. What are you talking about? I never picked Schwarzer in goal. What's he going on? Anyway, this is what they are. Would you like to tell the audience what you have for them this week, Ross?
Yeah, this week, obviously it wasn't that difficult a test, but the back five all had very little to do. All got a 6 bar Ashley Cole.
And who were the back five?
The back five were Mark Schwarzer, Branislav Ivanovic, Gary Cahill, David Luiz and Ashley Cole.
Actually, it wasn't Branis, it's Baldaslav, as we've discovered. He's going bald, isn't he?
He is a little bit.
Baldaslav Ivanovic. So
he might try and find us now, though.
Sorry, Branagh, mate, you've got beautiful hair. I didn't say that, honest.
So they all got a 6, apart from Ashley, who was quite involved offensively, so he got a 7. Lampard in midfield was okay, could have had 1 or 2 goals, gave him a 6. Nemanja Matic, who partnered him, I thought he had a very encouraging second debut, did the little things well, gave him an 8. Hazard was his usual faultless self, also gave him an 8. Oscar, what can you say really? Got a
quality.
Got an 8, nearly a 9. If he'd have tucked that second one away.
I'm really surprised that Oscar's being by everyone generally lauded on the same level as Hazard yesterday. I thought Hazard was totally sublime and Oscar supplemented him rather than the other way around.
Yeah, but you're just different, Paul.
But that free kick was an absolute peach.
Paul is the Juan Mata of the Chelsea FanCast. Intelligent.
He's not going to be here next week.
Yeah.
I'm not actually.
He's not actually. No, he's going to be at the game. We are actually going to be here next week, by the way, people. Breaking news. We are going to do, the first time ever we've done it, several of us can't be at the game. We're going to come in here and we're going to watch it live and do a show at the same time. That is going to be mental. You've got to be here for that one.
And I'm going to phone in at half time.
Pete's going to phone in at half time.
If I can get out.
Get the round in is what he's going to say. I'm sorry,
just to finish off,
mate. Yeah.
Good all-round display from Schürrle. I gave him a 7. Eto came close to scoring and had his moments in the first half, which I thought was better than his second half. Gave him a 6. And Ramirez was his usual energetic self off the bench, gave him a 7. Willian and Barr didn't play enough minutes.
That's good stuff. I mean, I actually think that's pretty much spot on. I mean, Pablo's got a point about Hazard, but I think I thought Oscar.
That's the only way that I can.
I find it really difficult to rate Hazard because I counted pretty much 3 occasions during the entire 90 minutes where he actually made a mistake. His first touch is.
And you can see how much. I mean, we were saying it last week, just how much he terrifies absolutely anyone he's running at. Yeah. Doesn't matter who we're playing against.
I love him, and I love the fact that he's been encouraged to run at defence. Actually, know what I thought about him? Yes, I thought Mourinho's making him his new Robin. That's kind of how I looked at it. Anyway, what I really want to talk about is this bloke here, Mr. Matic, making his first start for us in some time. And I thought he had it really was an excellent performance yesterday. He's a big unit. He's like a Robocop, isn't he?
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got a name for him. You're going to love this. I've decided that he's going to be called Hoover-matic because he cleans everything up.
No.
Tumbleweed.
Is that from the 70s or something?
You got
Google Hoover-matic, mate. It's a washing machine.
So I remember it, Jules.
Pete remembers them.
Yeah.
He's still got one, apparently.
Okay.
What?
Don't worry.
Come on. Sit there. I'm going to sulk if you don't let me do my
No, I wasn't sulking. I just
You
realised.
flounced.
No, because I.
Hang on a minute.
No, it's
Benches. I want a vote. Hands up. Benches. Hands up. Did Pablo then flounce at that particular moment? Hands up. There you go.
At what I was about to say, not at you.
There you
At
go.
what I was about to say, because it didn't make any sense.
What didn't make any sense?
I was getting confused between Hoovers and washing machines,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
So.
No,
According to Google, Hoover-Matic is
It's a washing machine.
Yeah, I'm confused. It's all
It was
good.
a twin tub.
It was. There you go. And he is, Matic is very much a twin tub.
A bit like Rooney.
He is a big unit.
He's the deluxe version.
I can't believe how athletic he is for his size as well. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Superb. I thought he was really comfortable on the ball, and I thought great interceptions. And the other thing I liked was that a lot of forward passing.
One touch as well. He saw the
Yeah.
pass as the ball was coming to him, and he was straight off. It was really impressive.
So we like Matic. What do you think on the benches, Darren? What have they got to say on Mixler about Matic, or Hoover-Matic, as I'm now calling him officially?
M.A. Potter says Matic was immense, excited to see him blossom.
That's very poetic.
Someone else says Matic is amazing, first touch control, second touch attack. That's it, actually.
Do any of them like my Hoover-Matic joke?
No, someone put angry intern said groan. I don't know if that's at your intern joke. Your
I know
Matic
angry
joke or-
intern. I know who he is, and it was definitely a groan.
Someone questioned Schürrle being a 7. In fact, 2 people thought it's slightly high. He was almost invisible in the first half.
Nah,
Someone said
he ran
and
around a lot.
Seb said the same thing as well.
That was it. He was. I said the
post,
same
didn't
to Ross actually before, but he worked really hard, did the closing down very
Yeah.
well, but you just tell he hadn't played for a while. Really.
Yeah, he looked rusty.
in
I
his
thought.
games.
He had a couple of good tackles as well. So
I thought he looked rusty, but the thing about Schürrle, and this is why he's a Mourinho player. Even if he's not having a good game, and I didn't think he had a good first half, but he tracks back, he makes it. It's 100% commitment all the
it's
time.
not just tracking back; it's the way you do it, and he's right.
Well, there was one spot. I think he tracked back one of their on their counter attack, all the way back to our penalty area and shepherded him out. So it was a throw in. I mean, that's what you get from him.
Yeah.
I actually do think he deserved a 7 because I thought he played really well in the second half. He hit the post. He laid on a superb ball for Oscar, which may or may not get a mention later in the fantasy. And I thought he was okay. What I really want to know, how on earth did we only win that game 1-0? I mean, that was insane. I mean, I felt we battered them. I mean, I know I was watching it on the box, but I felt we battered them. I mean, we how many times did we hit the woodwork? Twice we hit the woodwork.
Eto missed a good chance.
Luiz's free kick.
Yeah.
Eto falling over. Ramirez. Okay.
It's interesting though, because I mean, it was a really, really, really good all-round performance, and it did warrant more. But it was so comfortable and so comprehensive. It just doesn't really matter, I guess, does it?
I suppose it
The weird
doesn't.
thing was Stoke was so unambitious. I mean,
They
it's
were,
not like
they?
they actually played badly because they knocked the ball about a bit. It's just like they had no ambition whatsoever to score.
It's quite odd, isn't it? I mean, if you think about it, what really intrigued me about yesterday, was the 18th anniversary to the day that Mark Hughes came on for us and turned the game around, and we beat Liverpool 4-2. Many of us around the table, it's one of our favourite
I think
matches.
it was the day. I thought it was January
29th.
29th.
Oh God! Can you turn? I know he's on the bench. Can we just turn his mic off when he does that? Go on then, Smiler. What did he want to say?
I think it was January 29th. I could be
Rain
wrong,
Man.
but I think it was.
Rain Man.
Imagine if he's wrong though.
I need to check now.
Well, Cheddar, whom you're only substituting
You've
for
got
tonight.
the iPad, mate.
Cheddar said it
Off
was
with it.
definitely to the day. But what's interesting about that is that Mark Hughes, was a very tigerish player, and quite adventurous in his own little way. And that Stoke side, and they are not cast the same image, basically, are they, Pete?
Well, I think Mark Hughes, as a manager, has always had his teams to hack people down whenever they possibly can.
Yeah.
And a prime example was yesterday. You know, when they didn't have the ball, let's just hack them down. And the referees just fall for it every time.
They do. I mean, Palacios particularly really caught my eye.
Three times I counted before he actually got booked.
Yeah, it must be difficult to change the mentality of that Stoke team that's done that for so long. I mean, he hasn't had a lot of investment in it.
But I think Kesey does that anyway.
He does. He did it at Blackburn.
Remember Blackburn?
Yeah. He was the same at Blackburn.
Exactly. Right. Anyway, I mean, you know, I think we were a bit profligate yesterday, but maybe that is being a bit harsh. I mean, you know, 2 of them hit the woodwork. Could have gone in on another day. That Louise shot was a really good save, actually, I thought. It does worry me a bit when we're 1-0 up, though. I still get a bit of, anything could happen, and I don't like that.
I'd be more worried if it was a scrappy display and we were missing chances like that. But as it was, as you said, it was a sound display from front to back.
I thought we played really, really well.
Just didn't stick the ball in the back.
I thought it was a super game, and I thought we played really, really well. Darren, what are they saying in Twitter and Mixlr land? The CFC away got any pithy comments?
I don't think he has. I did actually.
Taking the pith?
I did just check the date. It was the 26th of January. I was sure it was 29th.
No, you thought you were right. You were wrong. You were wrong.
Having a look, Greylisation liked CFC away's comment.
Greylisation, how are you today?
Him and Millhaven Curse both liked CFC away's little thing, but he hasn't said anything since then. Chelsea Kelv. Oh, that's a question for you for later on, Stretch.
Is that?
I'll save that one from him.
Thanks, cheers.
But yeah, I was trying to find out really. I was looking at my own things, Chidge, more than anything else.
All right, we'll go back to us. We're more interesting. What I do want to talk about, we mentioned him obviously in Dispatches a minute ago, and that is Oscar, who, let's face it, and Ross is going to love this, was Braziliant again.
Yeah, you nicked my pun there.
I have nicked your pun, because that's what I go. There we go. Oh, look at that. You know, what a superb goal. I mean, it was magic. I mean, I was watching the game with my mother-in-law yesterday, who is 81, as we all know, you know, and Leicester. And, you know, she saw Jimmy Greaves play, saw us with the title in 1955. I sat down and watched that with her. And she ran around the room when Oscar scored, you know, shirt over her head. You know, she's going mental. It was fantastic. That's the kind of thing that Oscar can do to people. How good can he be, Pete? You've seen a few players in your time. Where do you think he could end up rating?
I think he's going to be one of the great players. He's young. He's got a big future in front of him. I can't wait to see how he develops, really.
Yeah.
You know, I just hope we can keep him, you know.
Yes.
That's going to be the big thing, isn't it? But,
it is, isn't it?
But, you know, Jose's a great manager. He's a good man manager.
Let's hope we can keep him for a long time, yeah. I mean, do you think he's the complete player, Pablo?
Yeah, I don't think he's far off any of it, really. I mean, he can track back, he tackles, he works really, really hard, and he's still got that sublime skill that almost nobody else has. So... Yeah.
He can do it all. I mean, I mean, all that skill. I mean, that was a superb free kick, and it was actually really interesting because what you wouldn't have seen because you were there is that we had Zola in the commentary team, which I thought was quite. I mean, how many times we've seen Franco put one in like that? But he was like genuinely impressed, and he said the skill you have to do to actually get it across the keeper like that.
Yeah.
You know, be a different story if you were bending it in there, but to go like he did.
It's a smaller area.
Did you notice as well that the ball had all the tall players to the right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the keeper, as he hit the ball, he slightly went one way, and then of course it's all over, finished, done with.
It was a postage stamp in the side of the net, though, really, wasn't it? So
I've got two fundamentally, massively important questions concerning Oscar. Paul's already looking worried. He knows how my mind works. These are very important. These are very important to the future of Chelsea Football Club and us as a whole. Number one, should we give Oscar the number 10 shirt?
Why?
Well, because he is a number 10. And the number 10 shirt is now available. I mean, actually, they don't tend to do it in mid-season.
No, well, they can't do it. I think
they
once
can't.
it's registered.
That's right.
But
next
he's
season,
number 11 for Brazil, as Davi's explained.
Yes,
the reasons
that's
why.
true.
So he's going to.
And he plays number 10 for them.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it wouldn't be very good for all the supporters who bought Oscar 11 shirts.
Yeah, but they'll have to buy Oscar 10 shirts. Think of the marketing potential. I bet Ron's thought of this. Ron's already working
Don't
out.
give him any
He's
ideas.
thinking, how many thousands can I make of that?
Think of all those
hasn't
people with the
taken
Mata
time.
shirts that are sitting there at this moment going like this.
They're
and
already
they're
making it
peeling
20,
off.
21 and then the
They're
C.
going to take out the A and replace
That's
it.
right.
They're going to take the
Message.
top off and put an L, an S, and try and make it Salah, you see.
Oh.
Put
See,
the
I
wrong
think-
number.
It'll be Hazard that takes 10 next year because he's always considered that his number in the same way that Drogba went from 15 to 11. I reckon.
Paul knows everything. I just love the certainty. Can we remember this date? What is it? 27th of January 2014. And then when we come back in the show next year and we can all go, you see, you had it all wrong, son. You had it all wrong.
I have a Drogba 15 shirt.
Do you really? There we go. Now, the other thing I'm really cross about, and I'm actually very worried about, I mean, I genuinely believe that Juan Mata only left because we didn't have a proper song for him. You know, I know that there are many who say we did, but I don't remember us really having a proper song for him. We certainly don't have a proper song for Oscar. And this was put out into Twitterverse last week. And no less a man than Pi CFC, who is if you know Pi, you'll know what a brilliant bloke he is. He actually responded on Twitter with this is Pi's. Darren's already looking worried. This is Pi's choice. I'll try and sing it in my worst possible Darren type voice. But Oscar, 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 Oscar. Oscar dos Santos and Bauer Jr. That's not bad, is
That'll
it?
catch on, won't it?
Well, somebody did say that might not actually catch on with the boys from this bar.
Yeah,
which is true.
No, that's right.
But it did kind of get me thinking, Pete. I mean, I have a problem with that. Is in that you can't have a song that's basically Aussie's song, can you?
No, absolutely not.
You really can't.
No,
you can't.
Born as the King is for
exactly.
one man only.
I agree with that.
He's here, he's there can be used for a number of players.
But Oscar. Yeah, he's here, he's there. We're not allowed to swear.
Oscar, see that word?
That's not too bad. But let's just, suspend reality for a minute. And if we were to adapt the Peter Osgood "Born is the King" song to Oscar, it might go something like this. Okay, and I'm going to try not to sing it because I know I'm terrible. But out from Brazil came a player to thrill, going past defenders with guile and skill, and Chelsea won with style and flair, and the player who sealed it was Magic Oscar. Oscar, 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 plays with great skill, that boy from Brazil.
How long did you spend doing that?
Oh, full weekend actually. Full weekend.
Don't give up your day job.
Okay,
we were always going to say no based on the Patriots Aussies song. So.
Yeah.
No, I did say that. We could never have that. But I mean, in all seriousness, people, we need a song. We need a proper song for Oscar. And I'm sorry that. What is it? Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. That doesn't cut it for me.
He's here, he's there. That works.
Yeah, I like that. But that kind of brackets him in the same, Joey Cole, fair enough. Frank LeBeouf. Charlie Cook. Yeah. I think we need a decent song for Oscar still. I like an original song
Sounds
for
like
Oscar.
competition time to me.
Yeah. You see what most of these people come on. I mean, everyone's determined to have Salah to have the same song as Willian now.
Yeah,
because another team tried to buy him.
Yeah, but I think that was more a bit
that
of
is
a,
wrong on so many
take,
levels. That is wrong. The other thing I would say is that can we not have an Oscar song? I mean, what'll happen is they'll all do one that goes with a John Sleep John B.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough. I just want to wrap this up. We've obviously got City next, and I just want to show you this. This was Jose Mourinho's reaction to the news that we have City in the next round. Bothered? Am I bothered? He was laughing. It was hilarious, and I mean, I was not alone in this. I immediately tweeted, "What a nightmare!" But Jose, actually, he's right. You got to beat the best, but it doesn't matter when you have
them. In the league, do them in the cup.
Now that's lovely. Hopefully, we'll get a decent allocation. It would be good to win it for an 8th time and to go ahead of the Scousers and go equal third. I think Spurs are on 7 or 8. I can't remember, but we'll go third. I think. In the all-time title of FA Cup winners. The last time we lost a home tie in the FA Cup, by the way, in 90 minutes, was in fact to Arsenal in 2003, and I remember that vividly because I was convinced we were going to beat them, and we still didn't, and it was a time when we could never beat the Gooners, and I hated it. And final comment. Happy birthday to Jose yesterday. Many happy returns for yesterday. You are the man. Right, after the break, it will be time for the Fannies.